All right, you guys, hi. It is late in the day, you guys. Let me tell you, I just got off of work a little while ago. I've been working all day. I've been working actually all week. It was like nonstop, but I said I have to be consistent with these videos, and it is Sunday, so we're doing Sit Down Sunday. And what I want to talk today about is, like I said, just got off work, you guys. Horrendous day at work. Just saying. I won't go into details. I just say it was definitely a day today. And what I want to talk about today is, what does the future look like? So today, I was off and on. I was doing my job. I was doing this and that. And then sometimes I just blank out and I kind of daydream or whatnot. And I was really thinking to myself, actually, all this week, just with all the different events that have happened with the economy, we can just run it all down. What I have my eyes on, cryptocurrencies, what the market's doing, the housing market, the repo market, meaning I'm talking about the big banks and how they go back and forth and lend money in the middle of the night, and then they wake up in the morning and then they trade it back, or however you want to call it. Been doing some research on that ever since actually last year in October is when that market started to really kind of show some signals that things are really going downhill very fast. What else? The gig economy, just different ways to make money. The money that I did make this week, the money that I spent this week, the money that I just spent last night, the money that I'm gonna have to spend tomorrow. Yeah, just a lot of things going. So when I say, what does the future look like, basically what I'm saying is, what does the future look like? And I'm not just talking about next week or 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. I'm thinking short term, 6 months, which is the end of the year, and moving forward into 2022, 23, 24, 25. So I'll just tell you, so I have a birthday coming up in July. I'll be 44. Can you guys believe it? 44 years old. Rather excited about that number being 44. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, it's about to be 2022. What is 2025 going to look like? Because I remember as a child, I used to think, who used to watch the cartoon Jetsons, right? So, flying cars, so on and so forth. That's another market I was looking at. Just we're going to go off just on a little tangent. So I think about this. So I remember when I was working at my old job, a different location. Very quickly, overnight, they started building a solar panel for electric cars. For electric cars. And the first thing I thought about is like, wow, that's really not odd, but how interesting. Where I used to work, it's not in the hood, but it's kind of in a nice area. It's like middle class area. Older Vegas. It used to be very, like 20 years ago, was very popular. It still is, but it's kind of gone downhill. So I thought it was very interesting because I know they're very strategic when they put those those plug-in stations where they put them. And I just looked and I thought it was really interesting because they put it right next to the gas station. The first thing my mind started doing was, other people say, I would have customers ask and they would say things like, oh, that's dumb, or why would they do something like that? And then my question would be, that is correct. Why would they do something like that? Don't say it's dumb, because obviously the person that put it in has to have a little bit of backing, a little bit of money. I'm talking about multi-million. I don't know how much it costs to put in a station, and I think you could maybe charge maybe 6 to 10 cars. Don't quote me because I didn't see the final project being done, but maybe 6 to 10 cars. You have to have money to put something like that in. So obviously this person possibly saw what was coming down the line. Now moving forward, this was probably about 3 months ago, 4 months ago. Now here we are in about to hit July, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm just watching how a month or two ago, how they start talking about they're not able to bring out as many cars because of the chips, and they can't produce them fast enough, and they come from a certain part of China or whatnot, so they can't produce all these cars. And I just think about, and then I go back further when I was a teenager, probably in my 20s, when they first started pushing electric cars, and then all of a sudden they just disappeared. Does anybody remember that? About 20 years ago. So it's 2021. So about in 2000, my son was born in 2001. So comfortably 2000, 2001, 2002, there was a big push for electric cars. I remember because I lived in San Diego, and I remember, what was my favorite mall? One of my favorite malls, Mission Valley. Downstairs in the parking structure, they had all of these things set up, and they put like right where you could park right up front if you had an electric car, and you would plug it in, and then it was just right by the entrance to go upstairs into the mall. So I just thought that was very interesting. And then all of a sudden, what happened? Electric cars was like boom. So maybe it wasn't time to release electric cars. So now fast forward to 2021. Now I'm watching all these stations. How many of these car not dealership car companies? Ford, I could just go down the line. I think Audi. There was like 5 or 6 different people, or not people, companies that are coming out with electric cars. And if you're not paying attention, you would probably think like, wow, that's interesting. All these cars. No, this has been in the works for a while. So I'm just watching how that plays out. Now I forgot where I was going with that, but just being able to see the future. And when it comes to electric cars, I find it very interesting indeed, the way that these companies are trying to pump out these cars. I haven't went looking for a car in a while, but I live near, actually, here in Henderson, near like a big car, not dealership, but there's a bunch of car dealerships. And I did actually drive into one maybe about 2-3 weeks ago, and literally there was and I know this car dealership very intimately. There was barely any cars on the lot, new cars. Usually, they park them all up front, to the side. As soon as you go in, you're seeing rows and rows and rows. And then I thought about that, and I thought it was kind of odd. And I made the comment I asked my son, I said, what happened to all the cars? And he goes, they've been selling. So people have been buying cars. And if you look on the road, people got in the beginning of people were buying brand new cars. They were getting PP loans. They were just whatever. They were pulling money out of their ass. I don't know, whatever. And they're buying new cars. That's one for the future. The way these cars are looking, and how a woman comment, I won't say where I was, she made a comment. She goes, yeah, it's really sad that they're doing that, because the electric cars, I don't know, we were just talking about new cars, and then maybe I said something about electric cars, and then she said, well, it's really sad because the average person won't be able to afford them. I said, but you know what? They need the average person to buy them, or they won't be able to, push the cars by, I don't quote me on this. I think they said by 2030 or 2025, they want everything to be not electric, but a lot more presence of electric cars on the road. I said, okay, so the average person right now is either going through a hardship, they're not working, they are working, they're on unemployment, they don't want to go back to work, whatever the case may be, right? So if people aren't working, and I think they said, I'm not going to quote the numbers. I think they were talking about housing. Maybe 6 million people have not paid their rent. So that equates to they don't have the money, or maybe they do and they just don't want to pay their rent, whatever the case may be. But there's still a lot of people that are hurting right now. So how are they going to go out and buy a brand new car? Not even just a brand new car, a brand new electric car, which is going to cost more money down the line. It does save money, yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm talking about. But I thought to myself, I said, no, what they'll do is start giving incentives. So your card that you have right now, and if you've been paying attention, which a lot of people haven't, but the channels and podcasts that I like to listen to, the rumblings for the last month or two, how used cars are going up in value. Back in the day, a used car was a used car. You trade it in, you don't get so much money for it. Now, if you have a used car, it's like it's amazing. It's like gold. Literally, you go to the dealership and they're giving you so X more dollars over Blue Book for the car, because I don't know, maybe they need cars, whatever. I didn't go into all the research of it, but I just thought, I found that very interesting. I said, and like I told the lady, I said, they'll give you incentives. They'll have you trade in your car, and maybe they'll give you, maybe your car's only worth $10,000. Remember cash for clunkers, and they were giving people double what it was worth. So if you had a used car and you wanted to trade it in, and they were doing that to get the economy going, booming or whatnot, and your car's maybe only worth let's just say $5,000, they would give you double that, $10,000. I bet you, mark my words, remember this video, they're going to probably do something like that. They want you to trade your old car in, and maybe it's worth only $10,000. They're going to give you $20,000 towards the new electric car that maybe costs did I say 30? That'd be funny, right? I think that new Ford one, whatever the name was. I was actually able to see one up close. Some lady I was talking to said she just bought one, and then we went outside and looked at it. I think she said it cost her 50 G's, $50,000. So that 20 G's would go towards that car, and you'll be paying on it for the rest of your life. Basically, no, I'm teasing. Not the rest of your life, but you'll be paying on it for a while. They'll do some kind of program to get people into these cars because they need people to get into these cars and get into debt. Just saying, that's a whole nother topic. But back to what the future looks like. So I'm just looking around the way the economy is. I'm here in Vegas. Vegas is booming right now. I'm saying it out of my own words. I just actually was at work again. Once again, I'm referring back to work. I saw maybe 10 people I knew today from different industries, from casino to just everywhere. And I've known her for years actually, and she actually works for one of the major casinos, and she just went back to work. And she said she cannot find people to work. And I just found that very not interesting. We can go into that's for another video. But she just cannot keep anything staffed. She goes, there is so many people on the strip, which I watched a podcast a couple months ago, Earn at Your Leisure. And they were interviewing, oh my God, his name just left. He's a Maverick owner team, right? Shark Tank. And I can't believe I just forgot his name. And he made a comment, which I found very interesting because he was talking about my town. I live here. I know the ins and outs. I know the people. I know the businesses. I know the upper class, middle class, low class, poor, so on and so forth. And he made the comment that he owns no stock in Vegas. And then they were doing the interview, and then the gentleman asked, he goes, well, what do you own? He goes, maybe he said he had a little bit of stock in a steakhouse or something like that. But he goes, you just wait. Once everything starts opening up, everything will boom. And he goes, what in the next, he made the comment, next 2 to 3 to 5 years? He goes, no, in the next 6 months. And he goes, he kind of thought about it, and I kind of stepped back too, because I'm living here, and I'm kind of thought about it too. And I said, but I knew where he was going with this. He goes, just think about it. All the pent up, everybody hasn't been out. They want to party. They want to have a great time. He goes, when people want to have a great time, blow money and party, where do they go? Las Vegas. And it was a true facts. Even people like a lot of people that I knew that worked in the industry, from the Fremont experience, which is kind of lower, not lower class, but lower income, onto the strip to the high roller suites. I know people that work, housekeeping, the cages, the restaurants, and they said that during, I would say probably 6 months, about 5-6 months ago, the clientele that was coming into the hotels was kind of not the kind of people that you want to come to Las Vegas. In other words, like I won't say, okay, how can I say it? This is not me saying it. This was them saying it. Like lower class people that probably would never come to Vegas, or wouldn't come to Vegas that often, would come because the rooms were so cheap. Like at one point, some of the rooms were like on the strip, $20 a night. So it was bringing in a different kind of crowd of people. And then there was a lot of issues on the strip with, stabbing, shooting, so on and so forth, fighting and whatnot. But that could be anywhere. But with them lowering the rates on the rooms, it brought into the different clientele. And then as things started opening up, people, some people do have money. Some people were smart enough to save their unemployment checks, and they've just been holding on to it, and they haven't been paying rent. That's just one scenario. Or people that were working, they needed a break. Or people that got those PP loans and they wanted to blow it. Where would you do? Where would you go for that? You would come here to Vegas to party. So we saw very quickly a very influx, like everywhere. Just everybody just came out. And it was just amazing. And she said at her hotel, I won't say the hotel, but it's one of the newer ones, that they are just so booked and busy. And she said she can't even keep up. And she had to take some time off, just a couple days, just to get her mind right, because she's literally been working like 6-7 days. So I just but I'm just thinking to myself, okay, so what is Vegas going to look like during the holidays? What is everywhere going to look like for the holidays? Do you get what I'm saying? I think summertime right now is, like, in my eyes, the last big, not hoorah or boom, but I'm definitely going to take some vacation time this summer. My birthday's coming up, like I said, and get out there and do a little partying myself, because I really see they're calling it, what is it, the dark winter. And I don't know if you guys heard that that term before terminology before, but a lot of podcasts like financial channels that I watch, they're saying that wait until winter is going to be the dark winter. So with that being said, it doesn't scare me, because if you know something's coming down the line, you start to prepare yourself. So with that being said, I've been preparing myself for a long time. Just I won't go into that, but I'm just saying I'm preparing myself for possibly if something else was to happen during the cold season, winter time, which that's when people get sick. Say there's another close shutdown, if there's whatever the case may be, I will be prepared and ready for it. I'm just saying you have to be prepared. If you get ready, no. If you get ready, you don't have to be ready. I think I said that right. If you get ready, you don't have to be ready. Okay, so it's getting super dark. I think this is the only video that I'm going to give you guys today. Just what do you guys think, not just 2 weeks from now, 6 weeks from now, what do you think the future looks like? I'm talking about job-wise. So people right now don't have jobs. Some people don't want to go back to work because the unemployment doesn't run out, quote unquote, till September-ish, whenever that is. I don't know. I'm not on unemployment. I think people need to think further down the road that if they have that mindset, I'm not saying everybody has that mindset, for the people that don't have that mindset, the holidays are coming, that's for family, friends, giving, gifting, just, for me, it's more family. I don't really celebrate the holidays. I don't do it like that, like put up a tree, presents. No, we don't do that. If we want something, we get it all year round. But this year, I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit and make it a lot more about family, have more family action. Like I'm gonna get all my family together definitely this holiday. With that being said, I just see something coming down the road very big, and if you're prepared, you don't have to worry about certain things. I'm just saying the future right now looks fun. Everybody's having a great time. Everybody's traveling. They're doing different things. I need to get out there and travel, but yeah, coming down the road, something's coming. And I'm just gonna leave it like that. What does the future look like? What do you think the future looks like? Leave a comment down below, you guys. It's getting super dark right now. The sun is actually going down, and it's past 8 o'clock, and I'm cooking dinner. So I'll see you guys later. I might give you another video, probably not. I'm lying to you, I'm tired. All right, you guys, thank you for watching Sit Down Sunday. Feel free to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. Bye.